Thank you both. I think from hearing the last 20 minutes, we're fully aware of the amazing stories that Mr. Bachchan has to share. And one of the brilliant things about blogging and now vogging, we all say vogging now, he can share those stories with a wider audience and a more direct one. It's now your opportunity to ask some questions. We have a little bit of time. Obviously of Mr. Bachchan, if you would like to ask anything of George, I'm sure he won't mind. But the main point is to ask perhaps where he got his suit from. We're all admiring his suit, his own suit. So opening the floor to Mr. Bachchan, if you'd like to raise your hand and say your name, we'll try and get through as many of you as possible. I'm going to share my microphone with you, or we've got, if you'd like to just follow, so the gentleman there.
Well, let's have the ladies first. Yeah.
Just give us 1 sec, because we're going to give you a microphone so that you can be heard by us all.
Can you hear me?
Right up to your mouth, as if you're about to chew it.
Okay. Good morning. Looking forward to listening to your first vlog, and I wondered, whose vlog would you like to hear?
Me?
Yes. We all love your voice, but whose voice would you like to hear?
Oh, I wish I could. Most of them are no more, unfortunately.
If they were.
That's a pity. And I think that is why there's interest in this kind of a facility for future generations. They will get an opportunity for archival voices of some prominent people or celebrities that they never had an opportunity to interact with or listen into. So I'm hoping that, in the years to come, when someone does want to listen into a celebrity whom they may have admired, or through technology have admired. Television has been a great asset for people like me who've been in the industry for almost 40 years. And the younger generation doesn't know of us as much as they should. But the television keeps us alive by running repeat runs of our old films. And that's how, we are still in the eyes of the modern or the younger generation. I think that I would have loved to have had a conversation with Laurence Olivier, for example, or Brando, and some of these greats, and talk to directors, and have the opportunity to just sit and talk with them, were they to Vogue, for example. But I think that what's going to happen in the next, say, 20 years or 30 years with this process is going to be very valuable.
Thank you very much.
Next, lady, apparently. We're doing the ladies first. Thank you.
Good morning. My question is, you briefly touched upon how powerful the media is. Would you say that with the introduction of social networks, that this takes away from the media a little?
No, it does not, because the media itself is on social networking too. Every important newspaper has their own network. And I don't think that it takes anything away. I think the media has its own importance and will continue to do so. I'm just saying that there's an opportunity now for someone like me or others like me to put in an opinion which may not necessarily agree with what a particular journalist writes, and have the opportunity for the people to whether they want to accept what the media has written or what the celebrity has written. Leave it to the people. I'm not saying that we're going to be right all the time, but at least if there's an opportunity to get another opinion, then that's fair play.
Thank you. Do we have any more ladies? No? Well, we have a lady at the front. Do we have a microphone on this floor here?
Hello, Mr. Bachchan. Can you give us some examples of what we're going to be expecting to hear? Would we hear about your good days, your bad days?
Well, yeah, it's. I've been voguing in India, and it's the first thing I do in the morning, and it's the start of the day.
Before or after the gym?
Sorry, thank you for the correction. It's soon after my gym. So, I'm a bit exhausted at that time. But I give them an idea of where I'm going, or what I did yesterday. I talk to them about if I'm attempting a scene which is troubling me overnight, I share it with them. it's just about anything. I could be driving on the roads in Mumbai and face a traffic jam and pull out my phone and say, I'm stuck in a traffic jam, and you know, look at this guy, he's breaking the traffic light, so this one is doing this. It's just, you know, just sitting across as though he was in the car with me and having a chat with him. And that's the kind of stuff that I've been putting out. There is, as soon as the facilities become more, how do you put it, where people will be able to actually ask questions, much like what you're doing now. Interactive, yes. Then I'm assuming that many of them would ask, you know, how I approached a particular role, what was going through your mind, why did you wear this dress, why did you wear these white flares, and etc.
You probably ask yourself that as well.
Yeah. Those are the times when you just can't do anything. So it gives an opportunity to explain to them, which may have taken me years and years and years if somebody wrote about it or some journalist decided to write a biodata about it.
Thank you.
I think we can move on to some gentlemen now, otherwise it's not fair, is it?
Mr. Bachchan, what's the most interesting experience you've had on cyberspace? And second question is this going to prompt you to perhaps go and write a book like your father did? Because you're doing quite a lot of writing now.
I couldn't follow this.
So the first question is, what's the most interesting experience you've had on cyberspace? And secondly, will all your blogging and vlogging kind of inspire you to write a book?
No, not a book. I don't think I'm qualified enough to write a book. So that is something that I will not be able to do. But if there are others that want to write about me and feel that it's interesting to write about me, and they're happy to do, I don't stop them from doing that. I may not necessarily get involved in the process of them developing this book, which means if they were to come and ask me certain questions which relate to my life or how I felt about it, I may feel uncomfortable saying that, because not because of anything else, it's always I did this and I did that and so on. You hate that word, so I don't want to do that. But as far as abuse on the network is concerned, it's a very natural thing to happen, because it is a faceless medium, and people feel encouraged to say whatever they like. So there are abuses, and very uncomfortable ones at times. You have the facility to block them, to erase them, to delete them, but I have not encouraged that. I like to hear a bit of abuse now and then. It comes through, and it's very welcome. Somebody recently, a journalist actually, asked me a similar question from India, and I responded to him from one of my father's works in Hindi, which, if you don't mind, I'll repeat it, which says, "तुमने हमें पूछ कर पत्थर कर डाला, वो जो हम पे जुमले कसते हैं, हमें जिंदा तो समझते हैं." You have made me into an idol by idolizing me, and you have made me into an image, a stone image. That's the level of your interest in me as a fan. Those that throw these abuses at me, at least they think that I am alive and living. Because when you made me into a stone figure through your idolatory practices, I was almost immune and dead. तुमने हमें पूछ कर, by praying for me and by idolizing me, you have constructed me into a stone image. Because in Hindu philosophy, as you know, we pray to stone images of our gods and goddesses. So you have virtually made me into a god. वो जो हम पे जुमले कसते हैं, हमें जिंदा तो समझते हैं. That those that throw abuse at us, at least they think that we are movable and alive.
I'll use that.
Can we have a microphone also down on the second row, please?
Do you want to go for your question?
Go for your question.
Namaste, Amity.
You could say.
You've created a term for your blog followers, the FMXD. For your Twitter followers, it's TWFMXD. is there going to be such term coined for your blog followers?
Okay, that's a good one. Thank you for that, because yes, you know that for those of you that don't follow me on the blog, and I just felt that when I started writing my blog, there were a very dedicated group of people who came on and responded, about 400 or 500 every day. And I created a facility in the blog where I would respond to their responses. And that gave me a very intimate feeling with them. And I felt that they were always so concerned about what I was doing and how I was treating myself, or when I was ill, that how they were concerned about my illness, or any venture that I was doing, how dedicated they were. I just felt they were like a part of my family, so I gave them a title, and I said, you are all my extended family, and made that into EF. And then got a little funny with them and said, you are Familia Extendum. So that became FMXT. Then when I started Twitter, it became Twitter Extended Family. So that's TWFMXT. So now with the blog, I guess we will have a VM.
That's a whole new branding challenge, Mr. Bachchan.
Yeah. No, it has to be in the same realm. Yeah.
Thank you.
We have a gentleman here.
Given that you have got so much fame and fortune, which the whole world is mad about and chasing, are you happy? And if you are, then that fame and fortune, has that got any role to play in that happiness, or would you have been very equally happy if you did not have that?
Yeah, I would have been happy if I didn't have it.
Mr. Bachchan, we've often heard about your views on using acronyms and popular words.
Mm-hmm.
You often objected to the reference to the Indian film industry as Bollywood. What is the problem with Hollywood?
What is the problem with Hollywood?
Is that the reason why you object? If so, what is the problem with the
Yeah, I just
film
feel
industry?
that it's somewhat demeaning in nature. I would rather that it's called the Indian film industry. But now the word has been introduced into the Oxford Dictionary, so it's going to be there for eternity.
Yes.
Yeah. Mr. Bachchan, I would also, you used a lot of acronyms, so I would call you BOB, Bob, Best of Bachchan, or Best of Best. Or WOW, Winner of Winners. Winners never quit and quitters never win. You surely are a winner. Tired, but not retired yet. Can I ask you, what is your secret success, or 2 or 3 mantras of your winning attitude?
Gosh.
One will do.
How would you answer that? Well, help me out, please.
I you know, the 5 a.m., the 2 hours, 5 till 7 in the gym, that's a winner's attitude, for sure.
Yeah. Actually, Bol is none of what you said. It's actually Bachchan online. But it matches Bol, which in Hindi means talking.
Yeah. Well, all I could say is GOD to you, guaranteed overnight delivery.
All right.
Are we? I can't follow that one.